What if everything you thought you knew about mental health was wrong? Imagine a world where the stories we've been told about mental health are not entirely true. Many of us hold common misconceptions, blind spots in our understanding that need to be illuminated. Today, we embark on a journey of unlearning and relearning, of challenging the status quo, and of breaking down the barriers of stigma. Fasten your seatbelts as we dive into the world of mental health, challenging the myths and misconceptions. Have you ever thought that mental health issues are rare, something that happens to other people, not you? It's a common misconception, but the reality is far from it. Let's debunk this myth together. Mental health problems are not as rare as you might think. In fact, they're quite common. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 4 people will be affected by mental or neurological disorders at some point in their lives. That's a quarter of the world's population. It's not just a handful of people in distant corners of the world, it's potentially your neighbor, your colleague, your friend, or even you. And it's not just adults. Mental health issues affect people of all ages, from all walks of life across every socioeconomic status. There's no immunity against it, no protective bubble. It can affect anyone, anywhere. Yet despite being so common, mental health problems are still shrouded in stigma and misunderstanding. People suffering from these issues often face discrimination, are misunderstood, and feel isolated. This is partly due to the misconceptions surrounding mental health, like the myth we're debunking today. So let's be clear, mental health problems are not rare. They're a part of our world, a part of our societies, and a part of our lives. Understanding this is the first step towards creating a more inclusive, empathetic world, where people with mental health issues are not ostracized, but supported. The reality is, mental health problems are common, affecting millions globally. Let's remember this, and let's work together to break the stigma. Ever heard the saying, children are too young to have mental health issues? Well, it's high time we debunk this myth. Contrary to popular belief, children are not immune to mental health problems. Just like adults, they too can experience a range of psychological issues, from anxiety and depression to more severe conditions like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. The belief that children are too young to have mental health issues perhaps stems from the misconception that children do not face the same stressors as adults. But let's consider this. Children are continuously learning and adapting to their environment. They face academic pressures, social dynamics, and even the challenge of understanding their own emotions. These factors can contribute to stress and in some cases lead to mental health issues. Let's look at some evidence-based facts. According to the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, it's estimated that up to 1 in 5 children in the United States experience a mental disorder in a given year. That's a substantial number, isn't it? Furthermore, the National Institute of Mental Health states that half of all mental illnesses begin by the age of 14. These facts clearly underscore that mental health issues are not confined to adulthood. They can and do occur at any age, including during childhood. So, it's crucial we recognize and address these issues early on to ensure our children get the help they need. In fact, many mental health issues first appear during childhood or adolescence. Ever felt scared of someone because they have a mental health problem? It's a question that exposes a prevalent myth. The belief that individuals with mental health issues are inherently violent and unpredictable. This stereotype is, unfortunately, widespread, and is often perpetuated by media portrayals that sensationalize these conditions. However, let's shine a light on the truth. Evidence-based research shows that the vast majority of people with mental health problems are no more likely to be violent than anyone else. In fact, only 3 to 5% of violent acts can be attributed to individuals living with a serious mental illness. That means 95 to 97% of violent acts are committed by people without any mental health problems at all. Moreover, it's crucial to understand that unpredictability isn't a hallmark of most mental health conditions. People living with these issues often have periods of illness and periods of feeling well, just like anyone with a physical health condition. They are not ticking time bombs, as some might believe. Here's an important point to note. People with mental health problems are 10 times more likely to be victims of violent crime than the general population. They are more likely to harm themselves than others. This fact alone should serve as a wake-up call to shift our perspectives and challenge this harmful myth. In reality, people with mental health issues are more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators, so let's focus on understanding and compassion rather than fear and stigma. Have you ever thought that having a mental health problem means you're weak? Now, that's a myth that has unfortunately been woven into the fabric of our society. Let's take a moment to unravel this misconception, shall we? Mental health problems, just like physical health problems, are not a choice. They are not a reflection of a person's character or their strength. They can affect anyone, regardless of their mental fortitude or resilience. They're not a sign of personal failure or a lack of willpower. It's important to remember that mental health problems are medical conditions, just like diabetes or heart disease. They're not something that someone can just snap out of or overcome through sheer willpower. Scientific research has shown us that mental health problems are often caused by a complex mix of genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors. This could include anything from a family history of mental health problems to experiencing traumatic events. It's not about being weak or strong, it's about being human and dealing with the hand that life has dealt you. In fact, many people who experience mental health problems display incredible strength and resilience. They navigate the world while carrying an invisible weight, often while also dealing with the stigma and misunderstanding that surrounds mental health. It takes a great deal of courage to face these challenges, to reach out for help, and to work towards recovery. So let's flip the script. Instead of viewing mental health problems as a sign of weakness, let's see them for what they truly are. A sign that someone is facing a challenge. And just like any other challenge, it's something that can be overcome with the right support, treatment, and understanding. So remember, if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health problems, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of being human. It's a sign that you're dealing with something difficult, and it's okay to reach out for help. Mental health issues are not a sign of weakness, but a sign that someone is in need of help and understanding. Let's stand together in busting this myth and fostering an environment where everyone feels supported and understood. So, how many of these myths did you believe? Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've just taken together, revisiting the misconceptions that often cloud our understanding of mental health. We've tackled 4 profound myths, and hopefully we've managed to shed some light on the truths behind them. First, we addressed the notion that mental health problems are rare. The reality is starkly different. Mental health issues are more prevalent than we often realize. They can affect anyone, regardless of their age, race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Understanding this can pave the way for empathy and support towards those who are struggling. Next, we debunked the myth that children are immune to mental health problems. The truth is, mental health issues can begin at any age, and recognizing this can help us ensure that our young ones get the support they need when they need it. The third myth we tackled was the stereotype associating mental health problems with violence and unpredictability. People with mental health issues are, in fact, more likely to be victims rather than perpetrators of violence. Dispelling this myth is crucial in creating a society where individuals struggling with mental health issues feel safe and accepted. Finally, we confronted the misconception that mental health problems are a sign of weakness. Mental health issues are not a character flaw or a personal failing. They're a part of the human condition, just like any physical ailment. By acknowledging this, we can foster an environment that encourages seeking help without fear of judgment. In debunking these myths, we've taken a significant step towards understanding mental health. But it's important to remember that this is an ongoing journey. There's always more to learn, more myths to debunk, and more ways to support each other. Remember, understanding mental health is a journey, not a destination. So continue to learn, grow, and help debunk these myths. Together, we can make a difference.